Good morning, everyone. Hope you are all good and are staying safe with your beloved ones. First of all, I would like to ask you to make sure to mute your microphones, please. For any questions or clarifications, feel free to send them via chat. We will be answering all your questions at the end of the webinar. Our webinar today is the first one among a series of other webinars that will be promoted later on in due time as part of public awareness and social responsibility. The objective of our session is to highlight the risks to which kids are exposed online, talk about an interesting document easily accessible online and intended for kids' awareness related to the cyberspace, then provide you with tips and tricks to assist you in digital parenting. The focus is to raise awareness and not to spread fear and anxiety. Let me first introduce our group that has been in the market since 2002. POTEC, which stands for Passes of Technology, includes 6 specialized entities, each offering specific knowledge, technical expertise, tools, and services. Briefly, POTEC Consulting is an IT and cybersecurity advisory company. POTEC Academy provides public trainings as well as advanced technical trainings in different fields. POTEC Labs focuses on academic research and collaboration with different universities and other labs. POTEC SOC provides managed services related to Security Operations Center, which aims to detect security breaches on the customer's information system. Ubisoft is a software engineering company, and Nigma is specialized in security and blockchain forensics. As for me, my name is Hanadi Karam, taking in charge the operations at Kotak Consulting. So when talking about digital parenting, parenting in the digital age might seem difficult for some of the parents. Always connected devices make raising kids even more challenging. Challenges reside in supervising the kids' activities online, managing their screen time, and much more. To start, parents, few questions for you to think about. Do you know what applications your children are using? Do you really know what applications are dangerous that your children are using? Are you sure your kids are alone when using apps and the internet? These are few questions everyone should think about when having kids and spending their time online for gaming, for entertainment, or any other activities being done online. We should all know that increasing access and horizons will also increase the exposure to online risks. The exposure to risks should not cause any harm. It depends a lot on the parental guidance and the support provided by the parents to their kids. The aim should not be to restrict the children's usage of the internet, but rather to improve their online experience and help them to become more resilient internet users. In this slide, I would like to share with you some statistics and numbers from a study conducted by the UNICEF on children aged between 9 and 17 years old that shows the percentage of children who have been exposed to various online risks, such as sexual content, hate speech, suicide content, and others. The numbers are a bit scary, but as we said earlier, the objective is to raise awareness, be cautious, and help our children while being online. On the other hand, can we move please to the next slide? On the other hand, we would like to highlight your attention that some common applications used by the kids are used by predators to lure them. We all know the Tinder application, the application, Fortnite, the famous gaming application, and TikTok, the most famous application being used nowadays. Our children are posting videos, pictures, are playing with the other persons online, and if we do not have any visibility on this, our children might be at risk. If we are not monitoring our kids' activities online, they might be communicating and sharing critical information or pictures with strangers. They might be victims of cyberbullying. Kids think they are not causing any harm in doing so, but this information might be used against them in a later stage by malicious users on the internet. Having said that, we will introduce the document, the Cahier de Vacances, entitled Les As du Web, which was developed by the ISSA France chapter. The ISSA, or the Information Systems Security Association, is a non-profit international professional organization of information security professionals and practitioners. The France chapter was founded back in 2010, and they have worked on the digital security playbook starting 2016. Uh, we have done a lot of workshops and awareness sessions in collaboration with ISSA France in many schools, for parents and for students, in order to raise their awareness level and to focus on the risks that might be encountered when online. ISSA France chapter is sharing on their social media channels some challenges to entertain kids and raise their awareness, especially during these lockdown times. The current version of this document is in French. However, an English version of this document will be available in July 2020. The objective of this document is to learning through play. You can get on the URL in this slide. And as said earlier, an English version of the document will be available in July 2020. So this document, in few words, it includes valuable information and recommendations for parents and kids aging from 7 to 11 years old. Topics cover security in the cyberspace and are related to the following areas: protection of the personal data being posted online, raise the awareness of the kids about what type of information can be posted online and what type of information is considered as critical and very sensitive and confidential, who is behind the screen in the cyberspace, tips for parental guidance, some information related to cyberbullying, information related to hackers, their activities, and fake news. That's me at the end of my part. I would like to say that there's no room for panic. Don't panic, just be aware, be cautious, and apply the countermeasures that will be shared by my colleague Joanna in the next slides. And now I will hand over to my colleague.
Thank you, Hanadi. This is Joanna Mbarak. I will go through the countermeasure, starting from Google account security, removing information data from photos, overviewing general cybersecurity topics from social network security, secure communication, password security, email security, mobile phone security, and finally exploring the use of parental controls and important apps to watch. So before we get started with anything, it's a good idea to select an alias Google account to go online. I do recommend using aliases and false name to set up your accounts. This helps increase the privacy online. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to set up ourselves and our kids a new email address, and this email address will be used for whatever we do online. This is going to keep things separate from our general personal email account, so people can track us and find our social profiles and stuff like that through our main email address. Your Google account security. So your Google account is automatically going to email you if somebody accesses your account. And this is telling you that somebody, whether it's you or someone else, is accessing your account. Please go check your account. Check security, go to my account and see if anyone else is accessing the account. Under here, we've got the recent security event and then recently used devices. Check manage device. You can also check the third-party access. Now you're going to add an additional level of security to your account, and we're going to enable two-factor authentication. So with two-step authentication or two-factor authentication, you not only need your username and your password, but you also need an additional code that is generated by your phone in order to do that login. Data and personalization. Google saves your activities for better personalization across your account. To better protect your kids' security, it is better to pause these controls. Please go to Data and Personalization, Activity Control, and pause web activity, location history, and YouTube history. Please make sure these three features are paused. These days, it's really not uncommon to be sharing a bunch of pictures online, especially if you're chatting with somebody or doing online dating. But what a lot of people don't realize is that when you take a picture, there's a very good chance that is recording the location that you took that picture. Well, each photo that you take has what's known as the embedded data in each photo, which contains such information as what type of phone took the picture, what the aperture was, etc. On Windows, it's easy to remove information by default. You can go to the picture on the properties. You can just click this little link here, remove properties and personal information, and that will actually strip this information out of this photo for you. Next, please communicate with your child regarding the social network security. Remind your kids never to give out personal information such as name, home address, or telephone number to anyone they don't know through email, Twitter, Facebook, or in online chat room. Talk with your children about the online risk of interacting with strangers through the computer and sending notes and pictures into cyberspace. Let them don't believe anything they read online. Make sure they are aware of any third-party application. Secure communications. Websites come in different flavor when it comes to data safety. Some talk with your browser using encryption and some don't. Encryption keeps your data safe. Encrypted sites begin their URLs with HTTPS. Unencrypted ones have HTTP. So give your kids safe browsing tips. Encourage younger children to always ask an adult before clicking on an accept or OK button on a website, as sites may display other messages or disclaimers that require a response. Help minimize the risk of your child coming across unsuitable website accidentally by setting up bookmarks in their browser for sites you would like them to use. The best way to teach a child something is to show them firsthand. Go online and search for a term that interests them. Then explore the results looking for good and bad websites. Take a tour of the browser interface. Point out to the address bar, bookmarks, extension, and the search results. Show them how to close an internet pop-up ad and what to do when they can't find a close button. Please use strong and complex passwords. Do not include personal information in your passwords. Make it complex with a minimum of 10 characters. Use different passwords for different accounts. Don't use dictionary words. Keep your password to yourself. Never share or reuse your passwords. Do not write down your password on papers. Few tips related to the email security as well. Please make sure your kids never open attachment from unknown senders. Make sure the email reference the attachment. Contact the sender of an email message that contains an attachment or a link. And never send your personal data, for example, name, address, phone number, password, account number, etc. Some of the mobile phone security tips are shown here. Never plug your phone to unknown computers. Let your kid never download application only from trusted source. Install anti-malware controls. Never stop documents related to school on your phone. Pay attention to permission requests from application as you install them. Keep your operating system and application updated as they contain security patches. Always use screen lock. Please disable services like GPS or Bluetooth if not needed. And most importantly, use parental controls. With parental controls, you can block, limit, filter, monitor specific apps and features on your child device, and restrict the settings for explicit content, purchases, downloads, and privacy. You can use parental controls on your home Wi-Fi network. It can be built into devices, including computers, mobile devices, gaming consoles, and smart TVs through third-party software, in apps and programs included in streaming services, web browser, and search engine. Also, some Wi-Fi routers come with software that allows you to set up parental control across the whole family Wi-Fi network. For the streaming services, subscription services such as Netflix and Amazon Prime all provide parental controls for families to ensure children at various stages of development do not access inappropriate material. Few examples here. The parental filter available on the tablet and smartphone apps restricts viewing to channels suitable for children only. Simply select Parental Filter from the app menu, create a 4-digit PIN, and select your viewing restriction level. You can select to only display programs from ABC Kids, from ABC Me, or from both ABC Kids and ABC Me. This setting will prevent access to any program not on the selected channel, included via search or any other means. Minecraft has no central parental or privacy settings, but there are methods you can take to reduce a child's likelihood of exposure to inappropriate language on PC and Xbox. Roblox uses a combination of chat filters, both human and software moderation, to proactively remove inappropriate content from the platform. Google Play parental control works. Parental controls only apply to the Android device you added them on. To add parental controls on other device, repeat the steps on the other devices. So you can go to Settings on the device you want parental control on, open the Play Store app. In the top left corner, tap Menu, Settings, Parental Controls, turn on Parental Controls. Create a PIN. This prevents people who don't know the PIN from changing your parental control settings. If you're setting up parental control on your child device, choose a PIN they don't already know. Tap the type of content you want to filter, and then choose how to filter or restrict access. Once you set up parental controls, you can turn them on or off. When you turn them back on and create a new PIN, your old setting will come back. This helps you share a device with people who don't need parental controls. Android devices can be controlled using Google Family Link as well. It helps set digital ground rules for children and teens, set screen time limits, day or night, allow or block apps, locate your child device at a glance. So you can get your child device, Together, you and your child will set up supervision on their devices. You can install the Google Family Link for Children and Teens app as well. Once installed, you can open the Family Link app, select your child, tap Manage Settings, Controls on Google Play, tap the type of content you want to filter, and then choose how to filter or restrict access. For Apple, with content and privacy restriction in screen time, you can block or limit specific apps and features on your child device, and restrict the settings on your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch for explicit content, purchases and downloads, and privacy. You can also prevent your child from being able to install or delete apps, make in-app purchase, and more. You can restrict the use of built-in apps or features. If you turn off an app or feature, it won't delete it. It's just temporarily hidden from your home screen. You can also prevent the playback of music with explicit content and movies or TV shows with specific rating. iOS can automatically filter website content to limit access to adult content in Safari and apps on your device. You can also add specific websites to an unapproved or blocked list, or you can limit access to only approved websites. You can restrict Siri features. For example, you can prevent Siri from searching the web when you ask a question, or you can prevent Siri from displaying explicit language. You can also restrict Game Center features. For example, you can prevent the ability to play multiple player game. You can prevent the ability to add friends to Game Center. You can prevent the ability to capture the screen and sound. You can also allow changes to privacy settings. The privacy settings on your device give you control over which apps have access to information stored on your device or the hardware feature. You can restrict or lock the settings to allow apps and websites to use location. You can prevent apps from accessing your contact or accessing your calendar, for example. You can prevent apps from requesting access to your photos. You can allow also changes to other settings and features, the same way you can allow changes to privacy settings. To prevent iTunes and App Store purchase, please go to Settings and tap Screen Time. Tap Content and Privacy Restriction. If asked, enter your passcode. Tap iTunes and App Store purchase. Choose a setting and set to Don't Allow. To prevent web content, please go to Settings, Screen Time, tap Content and Privacy Restriction and enter your screen time passcode. Tap Content Restriction, then tap Web Content. Choose Limit Adult Website or Allowed Website Only. To change your allowed apps, please go to Settings, Screen Time, tap Content and Privacy Restrictions, enter your screen time passcode, tap Allowed Apps, select the app that you want to allow. Restricted mode is an additional setting which can be enabled on the YouTube website and app. If enabled, it restricts the availability of potentially mature or objectionable content. So click your account profile on YouTube, tap Restricted Mode on the top menu, and then turn on Restricted Mode. Please use third-party software. Your mobile phone service provider may also offer parental control tools as part of a mobile phone plan. It will help apply internet filters, restrict call and SMS activity, set time restriction, block access to nominated websites, Find out which internet sites are being accessed on your mobile services. Commercial software can provide additional control and convenience, generally for a price. Some offer free version for basic protection on a limited number of devices. Some products are designed to be installed on each device. Others use special hardware in conjunction with your Wi-Fi routers. These tools may allow web time, video supervision, mobile app supervision, parental portal. They can email you with alerts. It provides access requests, location tracking, and geofencing. It can also help blocking ads, etc. While modern devices come with their own parental control, these systems don't speak to each other. That's where Circle with Disney comes in. It's a one-stop shop to control a family's internet usage at source. Circle with Disney is a physical box that wirelessly connects to your home network to monitor, control, and report on internet activity. It's clever because it does this for all the devices you have in the house and can assign each device to different user-specific limits. The information enables you to set up time limits for particular activities, YouTube, Xbox, or Pinterest, for example, or to block particular sites and services that are not appropriate. Some games can also be specifically limited, like Roblox, for example. Once the time is up for a particular user, they get the message on their devices and need to ask parents for an extension. Along with time limits on apps and websites, Circle can also specify bedtimes and off times for each user. This is very useful for ensuring your kids don't stay up too late or get delayed checking Instagram in the morning before school. Also, a few blocking and monitoring tools are shown here, providing many features. From social media monitoring, block distraction ads, off-time app, remotely monitor mobiles and computers, and many effective parental controls features. Parents, please monitor watch. Safeguard your teens from getting addicted to mature websites on a regular basis, observing their browsing history and number of times they visit those sites. By tracking your teens' browsing and YouTube history, you can discover to which particular site your children are getting hooked and browse it so long time. Watch out, secret apps. The Secret Calculator app looks like an innocent calculator app on your child iPhone or Android device. However, this app is used to hide files, photos, and videos. This app acts like a photo vault to store all password-protected files and can only be viewed inside the app. As a parent who is unaware of this app, you will never expect a simple calculator-looking app is used to hide files. If you want access to this hidden file or hidden image, you will need a password that have been set by your child when first installing the app. You will not be able to view photos or videos in the default iPhone or Android gallery. It is one of the most effective apps to hide photos and videos. If your child upgrades to the premium feature, they can store the photos in a cloud and get unlimited storage. Calculator Plus is not the only app available to hide images. There are many apps in Play Store or the Apple App Store that can do this. Some of the popular apps is KeepSafe, Calculator Vault, and Private Photo Video. To know if your child is having one of these apps, you can log in to their app store and type in the word maybe calculator, secret, or photo hider. So if it shows open, it means that your child has one of these apps. But if it's prompt install, it means that they do not have the app. Dangerous. Sexting is the art or the act of sending sexually explicit photo, messages, or video to one person or more. Sexting is more common than parents might realize or want to admit, and teens can probably hide sex using anonymous sexting apps. Sharing sexually explicit text, photos, or video is increasingly common amongst teens today. Also, there are many apps which support live streaming. In the cyberspace, the sexy live stream apps are flooded all over the web page in the form of advertisement. Also, many live stream apps are introduced as a gaming website in the online space. There is no proper filter to stop the streaming of adult content. There are a large number of anonymous chat apps available online. They are far too easily accessible and so simple to install, with the majority at no cost. It can be a very liberating experience to be able to speak freely without too much monitoring, and this could be extremely attractive to your children. If you have a young child or teenager using these apps, it can lead to online bullying, insults, and the fear for parents of your child meeting new people face to face. When you make an analysis of the stranger chat app, you will conclude that it's highly risky. This type of app connects unknown person with immature kids. The topic under discussion can be anything like sex, porn, adult content, addictive games, etc. Most of the adults make use of this app to misuse the kids, and then they will try to mesmerize them through dirty communication. The parent should explore those apps and block them at the right time before the situation goes worse. Best practices. Please report illegal content and illegal activities. Protect your kids' identity. Prevent cyberbullying. Cyberbullying or bullying using electronic technology can happen anytime and anywhere. Teach your children to think through what they post on the net about other people and the consequences those posts could have if they are unkind or mean. Also, keep communication with your child open and speak up if you suspect someone is bullying him or her. Please keep communication open. Cybersecurity is serious business. Talking to your kids about it requires honesty. Don't avoid issues because they are uncomfortable or complicated. Tell your children some online activities are safer than others. Go online together. Please monitor your child, protect your device, and fix age time appropriate boundaries. Thank you all, and God bless your families.
Thank you for listening and have a nice day and stay safe.